Hello, hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 watcher run. On this channel, I put my recorded wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So today, once again, trying to make watcher runs that are more interesting than taking rush down and winning. I take Apotheosis on floor 1 here. Apotheosis is a great card, of course, but Watcher uniquely likes to have a very small deck where very few upgrades matter, to the point that even Lesson Learned can sometimes not be worth clicking on, which is such a great card. And so Apotheosis in those decks isn't actually very useful. But if you try to have fun and build a big deck as Watcher and fill it with crazy weird cards, then Apotheosis is of course just as good as on the other characters. And we find a letter opener there from a chest. Every 3 skills we play on a turn will deal 5 damage to all enemies. So that's pretty cool. And we did take a conclude from our card reward just to make sure we have the damage to get through the early game. It's a fine floor 1 attack to take just to solve the early fights. And I take a prey, so already very strange. And past me, I suppose, didn't realize I was taking the store path when I just spent all my gold for the Apotheosis, so that's a bit awkward, but it's fine. And Apotheosis into conclude kills that, that's great. And Sands is here, sure, take that. That's a mistake. Should have played to defend to proc letter opener. But getting there anyway, with Eruption conclude. And normally I'm not taking any of these cards, but with Apotheosis in deck already and going towards this big deck thing, Third Eye is a really, really good block card compared to some other block cards in the game. And sorry boot fans, the boot gets keyed. It is not good. And Sentry's, of course, the most awkward fight for the Watcher, but we have conclude helping out a lot. That's 72 damage, guys. And oof, rough hand. So probably gonna use Gambler's Brew to draw another attack. Or Vigilance, of course. Need to get out of Wrath. So I do just do that, take 12. And that time I remember Letter Opener exists, and now Sands will kill, so not too bad. And Bottle Lightning is here for my Apotheosis, that's very exciting. And there's an Empty Mind for some card draw. And so now you have to adopt the mentality that every single card you're seeing is upgraded. It doesn't matter if it is upgraded or not anymore. And so if it is the case that a card is much better upgraded, you should be considering it upgraded instead. It's a bit hard to get yourself there mentally, that the card you're seeing is in fact upgraded, and the card reward screen. I think it's safe to think that way even without a bottle for your Apotheosis, but it's especially true when you do have the bottle, of course. And it's the last turn, of course, so just wake it up. And pretty big turn here, but it actually is a super elite, so it has a little bit of strength. So I take 1. And Laga's dead. Super elite Lagavulin dead. Goodbye. And we do find a Omniscience from Lagavulin, so that's very cool. Take that. Normally also a card I skip very often, but it's the fun run. And Rushdown is here still. I still take it even with this deck. It's crazy. And I sit here for quite a while. I already took this Prey. I'm obviously trying to lean into this Divinity thing at some point if I can find the cards. So Cut Through Fate would be very, very good. And Cut Through Fate's just a great card. But taking Cut Through Fate over Rushdown is a little bit too insane even for me. So I do eventually reluctantly take the rush down, even though I've been trying to actively avoid it this entire run. And there's no real reason for me to be avoiding cards or anything. It's mainly for the content. But I, myself, when I'm playing for no reason other than to win, am perfectly happy picking up Rushdown and playing it. I enjoy playing that way. But for my... I'm just trying to increase my horizons. If I only know how to win with Rushdown, then if I don't get the Rushdown, I won't be able to win. So trying to do other things anyway. Don't want any of those cards. What to upgrade? Then I realize I have Apotheosis bottled. There's no point in upgrading anything. Might as well just not die to Guardian. Getting hit for 36. But we can get out with just Sands. So yeah, this Prey is currently not doing a lot. Have to play it 3 times to ever enter Divinity. Bit tough. But it's for later, it's speculative. Third Eye Plus is definitely cooking. We're actually blocking as the Watcher. It's crazy. And next turn it won't be hitting us, so I can get rid of all those defends. Just find the damage cards. And I want to go back into Calm, so I just play Sands a little bit early. And not a great looking hand next turn, but Third Eye is amazing. Scries away all those cards. So like this is a card, like obviously, I'm just hyping out Third Eye repeatedly, but I pretty much never click it. It's just a skill. It's a defend plus, like a super duper defend plus, but still a defend plus. And when you have Wrath, and you go infinite so easily, and you don't want to add cards to your deck, if you don't have to, then you never really get to click on cards like that, but just deciding, yes, today I will click it. You get to experience the power. And Lesson Learned is completely worthless. I have Bottled Apotheosis. So, Wish versus Vault, and I just click on Vault. Vault is a cool card, and it's, even though it's usually quite good anyway, it's definitely really good here as well. We'll get upgraded by Apotheosis, so I can like Apotheosis Vault if my opening hand looks awkward. And then also charges Sands. And I take Pandas, and this might be the worst Pandas I've ever seen. Master Reality Battle Hymn being here is like such a disaster. And then Alpha also is a disaster. Another Sands is not what I wanted. Foreign Influence was not great either. Really, really bad Pandas. It's hard to make your deck worse with Pandas. But we might have just done it. But it's fine. It's exciting anyway. So looking for card removes and shops, which are also card removes. And then elites, of course. Play our first Foreign Influence. Grand Finale, unfortunately not playable here, but take a Streamline. And Collect Plus actually is here, and Collect Plus is a card that I am very low on, but it ends up being really, really good in this deck. The Miracles were rather good for this deck. The normal Watcher deck doesn't need as much energy, but this deck with Omni and all this crazy big stuff definitely likes it. Transforming, Battle Hymn, for sure. Battle Hymn is just bad. And then thinking about what to do next. And then I think I do end up just doing Master Reality as well. And it's unusual because like in a lot of situations, any power is better than like an okay attack, because at least you can get the power out of your deck. You can just play it and it's gone. But in Watcher's case, the powers are so slow and so bad that like just drawing them that first time is really where it gets you, you know? Like if my opening hand is Apotheosis Curse, Mass Reality, Battle Hymn, like it's a disaster. So get rid of those cards. Is it right? I don't know, but that's what I wanted to do. And I skipped the in the loft thing. That, in case you don't know, makes rares more likely to appear, but you have to give up one of your relics. I would argue it's worse to have that relic than to not have it, like, even if it was free as the Watcher. Most rares are undesirable as the Watcher. Scrawl being a notable exception, and Vault as well. I don't like that Foreign Influence can give you Watcher cards. Doesn't make sense flavor-wise. Does make the card better though. Watcher cards are good. But trying to find the best way to do this. Definitely have to leave Wrath here, so I just kill that one and go into Calm. Take 6. It's fine. And then I Vault. Sands down to 1. Not a bad fight at all. And Fear No Evil's here, which would be very nice. I didn't even really like... Oh, I do click it. Very good. Yeah, Fear No Evil is very good. Calm entry. Still not doing the divinity thing, so I need a way out of Wrath, of course. And just a good card. But it is not like holy moly we win levels of insane like it often is when you're doing the Rush Down Infinite thing. Just good. Definitely not getting rid of Duplication Pot. Is it better than Power Pod? No, I don't think so. And ouch, taking 1 billion damage on turn 1 here. There's Omni, but I already drew my good cards, sadly. Definitely a tough turn. Every card in my hand is really good. So I want to play this Collect probably, but then I also want to Vault, so I go Collect, Miracle, Vault. Make another Miracle next turn. Then I can draw a card with Dagger Throw, draw Vigilance, now only taking 1 damage. And what to get rid of here? I guess the 4 cost Sands, yep. Because I may want to play this Alpha. I shouldn't have played the Alpha. No way that's doing anything. And Ragnarok is cooking and find a fossilized Helix. The first time we take damage in each fight will be prevented by a buffer charge that we gain at the start of each combat. Go into a store with a lot of gold. Worship is here. I click it immediately. I'm really looking to do the divinity thing and I just want to take that, so very exciting. And Prayer Wheel. Normally a relic that I'm not very high on the Watcher because, I mean, it's good. But definitely not like I'm spending 300 gold on it levels of good or anything. But in this case, I want to see card awards so badly. I want to find those divinity cards and other cool, exciting cards. So I take it. It's definitely a fun click rather than a correct click. But ends up being good. And then card remove. maybe Alpha. Now that I have this Ragnarok, I don't really need the damage anymore. I was thinking like maybe I want this Alpha for some fights, but not anymore. Omniscience plus Ragnarok is just a bit too much damage. And here we go. So I have... I actually didn't even need a miracle here, but not that matters. But yeah, duplication potion on Warship, and then Omniscience for Ragnarok. And they are dead. I have Akabeko as well, so the first one will deal 8 more damage. It's 42 damage times 6. That's crazy. Goodbye, slavers. And I found Deva Form. I didn't mention that, but yeah, found a Deva Form. It's really good. And now I have a fasting, and Deva Form helps offset the energy minus from the fasting. That must be a little bit out of it today. Apologies. Didn't even notice I got to the Deva Form yet. And so we're taking 21, but we're not really taking 21 because we have a buffer charge. And I don't think Past Me was quite appreciating that I had this fossilized helix. Could have just like played Warship or Collect or whatever and moved on. Scrying is still good though. Scrying for 5 is not worthless or anything. And Ragnarok is still here. I don't... Yeah, so it turns out with Akabeko it just does so much damage. Even without Divinity. 14 times 6 is so much damage. And it's doubled. Second one does not do 14 times 6, of course, but it's still a lot. Find an inner piece there for some draw. And more calm entry, very good card. And thinking Power Potion is worse than Flex Pod. Flex Pod might do 1 billion damage with Ragnarok. So happy to take that. And what we would love is a second Omni. So we can Omni the Omni, and then the second Omni will copy 2 different cards twice. So then you can do something like Omni and Omni, and then with the second Omni, Omni a Warship and a Ragnarok. Then Warship goes off twice, you go into Divinity from 0, then Ragnarok for 1 billion damage. Still gotta do the Ragnarok thing. Just take 7. Sadly can't play Collect, because conclude end your turn. So aptly named. Yeah, not playing Eruption, no point. Would just take 30 damage or whatever. Could play Foreign Influence. No reason not to. There's a Ragnarok again. And Bag of Prep is huge because we are currently wasting one of our draws on this Apotheosis, so it can be a bit tough to have a good turn 1 right now. But with the Bag of Prep drawing us 2 extra cards on the first turn of each fight, make our opening hands look much better. And even just now, we're drawing a Vault because of it. But we're not playing it. Should have played Tranquility. It doesn't matter though. Cost 0. Pretty good fight. And more double card rewards. These cards don't look great. There's a Cut Through Fate though. Study is here. It's a pretty bad card, unfortunately. I have the cool beta art though. Lo-Fi Girl. And don't want to curse, just take the 50 gold. And once again, no need to upgrade anything. And while we're setting up against the champ, I can go over the relics I missed from earlier. We did find the fish, ceramic fish as well. Every time we add a card to our deck, we gain 9 gold. I mentioned Nakabeko, but go over it again. And ooh, we found a Meteor Strike here. That's very exciting. Actually works. Akabeko is the first attack you play each fight does 8 extra damage, and if it does damage multiple times, then each hit of it will also deal the extra damage, which is very good with Ragnarok. And then we found a kunai. Every time we play 3 attacks in a turn, we'll gain 1 dexterity for the rest of combat. Not very good with this deck, but has potential. And then Regal Pillow, we will gain extra health when we rest. Some solid relics. Fossilized Helix, though, definitely the strongest one that we have. And the bottle for Apotheosis is very strong. I'm not weakened. I would love to go into Divinity here and do a lot of damage. And play the first Sands and then Swivel, play the second Sands. Swivel also a card I don't normally take very often. And Meteor Strike coming back around. Goodbye, champ. A very easy champ fight. And Wish is here. Very interesting. And Snecko Eye is here. One of the better Watcher Snecko Eyes you'll see, probably. Double Omni. Or, not Double Omni. But Omni Devaform, etc. Just the big, meaty cards that are great to hit with Snecko. And Double Spiker. First fight, very sad. But this deck blocks. Kill this guy. Try not to take any damage. I can squeeze in 1 attack. Ooh, try to rip the Omni there, but it costs 3, sadly. Devaform Vault. And Devaform, the synergy with Vault, where like you basically charge the Devaform by 1, it's pretty crazy. Wish for gold every time we can. Essentially kind of like playing Feed. Meta-scaling in a sense, gaining you something more than just winning the fight and getting a card reward. Yeah, don't need to play anything else. Got lethal already. More bad cards, but Prostrate is there, and I realize it'd be nice to have the potential to go into Divinity 10 stacks of Mantra with the first cycle of my deck. So Prostrate plus Worship plus Prey is now 13 stacks of Mantra. And we go into our shop here. Some good options. Frozen Eyes there, but I'm not interested in doing that today. So then we have Horncleat, an excellent relic, gaining us 14 block on turn 2. And there's also card remove, and notably there's 2 Fairy in a bottles. That is pretty interesting. I definitely consider just selling my potions, clicking double Fairy, and then just keeping them forever. And I do think that would have won. But not necessary. And there's going to be another shop later in Act 4 at the very least. Pretty sure I removed Indignation here, and I think that's kind of questionable, but it's like, it does nothing except go into Wrath, and I have to play Rushdown first, and it might cost energy because I have Snecko Eye now. I remove a Conclude, that's actually very good. I am done with that card. Could have just played Omni and it'd be dead, but past me was thinking about Wish, so what may look like a mistake is actually not. No need to end the fight so early if you're not taking any damage. Gotta get that gold. Got there. Pretty bad cards. Go next. Yep. Sadly can't go into Divinity here. But Ragnarok's still worth playing. Play it before Swivel. The Swivel will retain over turns, if you didn't know. Until I play an attack, no matter how long it takes me to do so, it will cause 0. Wish for gold, probably. Nope. I just wanted to go into Divinity, it seems. It could have Omniscience wished for gold there. And I think that was right. And playing that after I left Divinity, whoops, that's signature move. But it's actually good that I did that because I still want to pass for Wish. Signature move. Yeah, we got there. War Paint is here. Tried the card award first. Doesn't actually matter because of the Apotheosis, but still. So this is just a cosmetic relic, actually. Does nothing. And Wallop for some block. Sure. Wallop good when you go into Divinity. Blocks for quite a lot. You can get that going. And we are interested in taking 4 elites for sure. But sadly, this campfire does nothing for me at the moment. So I get to take the key here and hope that I've taken some damage, I suppose, later to rest. Yeah, we're looking very safe. If we do happen to get damaged, we are comfortable resting. We have nothing else better to do at a campfire. And we do also have a Regal Pillow. Looking to kill the minions here. Definitely playing this Deva form also. Could wish for gold here as well. Nope. I draw with Inner Peace, it seems. First Inner Peace puts you in the column, second one draws 4. Clothesline, sure. Definitely playing Deva form, definitely killing the minion. And pass. Vault sadly at the bottom, but I can draw with cut if I really want. Or rush down. Eruption draws. There it is. Trying to just kill it here, it seems. Definitely getting there. Oh, and I still wanted the wish, of course. Past me knew what he was doing. Find a meal ticket. Whenever we enter a shop, we'll gain 15 health. Pretty much useless as well, sadly. Definitely not hurting for sustain at the moment with our Regal Pillow and whatnot. And skip those. If I was going to take a card, there was going to be cut. And it's interesting. Ooh, found another shop. And there's Omniscience. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, it's interesting you to think like, oh, this card costs 4 versus the card that costs 1. So the card that costs 4, if they're both attacks, must be better when you have Snecko Eye, right? But not necessarily. Cut Through Fate draws a card. And once you have Deva forms, Cook In and all of that, the energy costs being randomized is not actually of much importance. Just want the card that draws a card and scries for your better cards. But if you found, like, if you did a boss swap and found Snecko Eye, then of course those first few floors, that damage from the Sands of Time is going to be much, much more impactful. Just not at this point. Situation may change. And once again against a Giant Head. To dodge Nemesis so far, I think. Nemesis dies on turn 1 a lot of the time. Or Giant Head. Just get out. Yep, sure. Darkstone Periapt also completely useless. But we did find a White Beast statue giving us a guaranteed potion in each combat. A little bit late for that, so probably not going to have time to find like our perfect potion. But better than nothing. And Toxic Egg, didn't mention that, but yeah, Toxic Egg upgrading all of our skills. But yeah, we have Apotheosis, so it doesn't do anything. A Toxic Egg and a War Paint, very funny. Yeah, a lot of bad relics. Bad for this particular deck, at least. Toxic Egg, of course, generally speaking, one of the best relics. Gotta understand how to evaluate the relics. Periapt is always bad, though. Periapt is real bad. And Devotion is here, and another Worship Plus. Very cool. You know I'm taking those. Just give me every card that says Divinity on it. Other than Prostrate's a little bit too little at this point. And with a Vault as well, the Devotion took in a little bit more. Pretty sweet. Worship, Fasting, Ragnarok. Or Omni for an Omni and then do other stuff. I don't think this is correct, because there's nothing in my deck that's good enough to Omni anymore. Wish. And then Cut, maybe? Or, yeah, that actually makes sense. The card that draws cards. And then I'm one off from Letter Opener again, so Letter Opener will kill the little dudes. Once I play this Collect. Probably Daviform Sands. Oh, I just do this. I think it was Daviform, then Sands, then Collect. Would have been the line. Keep Sands around. It's not hard for me to get into Divinity at all, so it's not a big deal to not play it there. Pretty good. Find a potion belt. 4th potion slot. Very cool. From 2 to 4. Or if you're on lower Ascension, 3 to 5. I forget what Ascension produces your potion slots. And here we're against the Maw. 300 health and it weakens you, very sad. But we can still get there very quickly. And already entering Divinity. And sadly drawing both the Omnis. So because I did it like this, I didn't draw the card that I should have and accidentally didn't reshuffle, but I found the way out. Put a card in my deck that draws and then Omni to draw the cards, then reshuffle, and then now I can play Ragnarok. It's a little bit awkward there, but made it out. And Mental Fortress is here. It's a fine block card. Not as good as it normally is, but still very solid. And of course we rest into the Act 3 bosses. Bit of an awkward turn 1. Deva Form actually costing energy. So I did Energy Pop basically just for 1 here to be able to put Deva Form and either Mental Fortress or Fasting into play. Probably Fasting. And I save the Sands because I have Akabeko still, I think. Warship and then Ragnarok. A repeat of the Slavers incident, I think, is happening right now. Even more damage, 54 times 6, because I have Fasting now. Goodbye, Donu Deca. And we're against Woke Bird. Hoping to not be ruined by Woke today. Omni, and then a little bit awkward because the bird, of course, gaining strength from playing powers. I might think Deva Form is a little bit too important though, or maybe I just rip the Warship again. And the second copy of Warship's very nice because if I exhaust Warship with Omni to have a big opener, then at least I can still play Warship later with the other copy. And then I'm exactly full blocking to avoid losing my buffer charge. And I could play Rushdown and Devotion, but I really want to keep the buffer charge around, so I decide to just chill. And saving Tranquility is actually correct for letter opener reasons. And 32 damage. But Vault is in our draw pile, so hopefully draw that. That's a very bad looking hand. All 3s there, except Mental Fortress. And again, 10 times 4 damage here. But hopefully we can just kill right here. It might involve staying in Wrath. Double Sands. Just because of the awkward mana costs. That's fine. We'll most likely be getting out. And if not, as long as it's not multi-hitting us, we have the buffer charge anyway. So yeah, 9 Mantra here, so we can just play Worship if we want. Draw first. All of our attacks are in our discard pile, sadly. So, not doing much damage here. And accidentally drawing 1 card too few there. Should have played the Miracle first. Just play Worship for the energy though. And it also gains block. It's so easy for us to get into Divinity that we can just play it for energy and block. Doesn't even have to be this big finale anymore. We've successfully done the thing now, and we don't even have Deva Form in play. And we're looking like this. Pretty good. Very nice, that costs 1 energy. Yeah, just full block here with the Wallop. Kunai actually kind of doing something here. Sort of, not really. Now we can finally play cards. Not playing Fasting. Kind of weird. Should have played fasting first, obviously. Get gold. Still have my buffer charged, and I realized I wasn't full blocking that third hit, so no need to commit any more block there. Can't go into Divinity. All of our mantra gainers costing too much. But yeah, we're blocking for quite a lot now, so no need to worry. Just filling our hand as much as we can, and we worship. Wasn't even necessary. And we made it through Act 4. To thump, a deep pulsing dread. And gaining 3 health here over upgrading, of course. Every health counts. Except it doesn't, because meal ticket also. Buying potions, definitely buying the Gambler's Brew, because in case I had a really awkward Snecko hand, would love to just pitch it away during the heart fight. And then also Color's Pot, could be anything. It's very exciting. And another card remove. A little bit of a weird one here, not sure what to remove. My cards are all fine. I believe I eventually land on Tranquility, because Tranquility retains. And if I happen to hit the 3 energy Tranquility, I don't want that thing sitting in my hand all day, taking up space. But anything else, you know, just depends if it costs 0 or not. It's not really a matter of how good or bad the card is, I would say. Could have removed pretty much most of the cards there. And here we are against Act 4 Elite. Pretty good looking hand, except no Omnis present. So wishing for strength, of course. No more shops. And so we have double sands in our hand, and a devotion, and a worship. So already basically representing 8 mantra come next turn. And so I see the swivel is in my hand, but it only blocks for 11. And that's a bit tough. I'm now realizing though, no, it doesn't work. Yeah, can't play 3 attacks and swivel. Because, it costs too much. But yeah, Kunai could have gotten me there if I had a cheaper attack. So anyway, just decided to break the artifact, or the buffer charge, takes 6, and hope that I draw away into Divinity this turn, and I do. And then that'll always kill the Spire because of the 2 sands that I had in my hand already. And then I could just Omni for whatever I want. Should have done fasting and then Ragnarok if I was like trying to actually care about what I was clicking. And another Empty Minds here, very good. Good card to draw. And Essence of Steel, I already got rid of one of those for the colorless potion, so definitely not taking one there. And what an opening hand. We have Deva Form here. Omni is here to Omni, and then 2 other things. So gonna take some damage to play all this stuff, but of course it's worth it. Omni, probably Fasting and Mental Fortress. Just get some really good powers doubled up. And so then the first turn could be a bit awkward, because I'm going to have 2 energy here. But we do have this Gambler's Brew, of course. could just take this damage. It's a bit sus, but definitely possible. Really not sure about this fight. This is a tough one. Some good block there. Get those cards out of the way and wallop for a lot. And now vaulting would be pretty maniac behavior. Only taking 14, that's definitely fine. And finesse is pretty good. It's like a block card. We have fasting in place, so actually blocking for quite a lot. And I see that I have double worship in my hand, so I can play this wallop for a lot, which now will full block this turn. Not quite out of the woods yet, I would say, but that's a great turn. And I can Vigilance Swivel. Should have probably played Fear No Evil over Vigilance, though. Would have done a lot of damage. I was in Divinity. Being a little bit too scared there, I think I was already full blocking. And even if I wasn't full blocking, it was probably still worth playing the Fear No Evil there. Finally draw our Wish again. Can actually play it this time. And did not mean to do that. Definitely meant to enter Divinity here. But I can just pray to do that. And Devotion's here as well, so now we have pretty much all of our powers online. If not all of them. And definitely going to go into Calm here, just to make sure I'm ready. The Miracle becoming less important now that I have so much energy from Day of Form. Couldn't have kept those on top if I was about to go into Divinity there, so that was definitely a mistake. Drawing Pray and Worship there. And taking some damage for it, so very sus all of a sudden, pretty stupid decision there. But now we should be fine. Worship, Wallop, and then definitely killing soon. So some questionable decisions here. I was pretty fatigued at this point, as I still am right now. But playing just well enough to make it through the run with this very strange deck. I'm also can use that as an excuse. I definitely am not well versed in playing a deck like this as the Watcher. Yeah, I can no need to do that. Just Worship, Wallop. Then Fear No Evil. Good. And then I can Divinity again. And play Double Sands. And then next turn Ragnarok's coming. But honestly, the hand doesn't look very good. I could just draw here and... yeah. Just set up for next turn. Seems good. Have an insight now to draw a little bit. And I'm just gonna vault here. Find this Ragnarok. I want to end it with Ragnarok. Ragnarok's been very cool this run. There it is. 54 times 6. And only 49 minutes, a pretty quick one. 74 damage prevented by Fossil Helix. I thought it would be more, to be honest. A below average Snecko Eye overall, energy cost wise. And that's a very high performing Ceramic Fish, 240 gold. And Kunai only getting me 18 dex the whole run. And Pillow only getting me 15 health the whole run, which I think that was surprising to me because I thought it was more than that. But yeah, I was already close enough to full health when I rested most of the time. That didn't actually do that much for me. So most of my relics here are actually pretty bad, but still got there in the end, despite my rather poor play. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a beautiful day.